Good afternoon again. Today I want to talk about some maybe different kind of news, maybe kind of related. So this is from the Guardian, of course, but this is not an opinion exclusive to the Guardian. I've heard this opinion from maybe some other. I don't like to say right wing because really, I don't think there's much right wing here in UK. But let's say less socialist. Okay, so and I'm concerned about that. I'm more concerned about why so many people have this opinion. Okay, let's get into the news, and you be the judge. Okay, so here's the thing: Kwasi Kwarteng planning to scrap caps on bankers' bonuses, and of course, it's outrageous. Critics question Chancellor's idea of abolishing rules imposed after 2008 because, yeah, that would during the cost of living crisis. As if, first of all, in principle, I don't think the government should tell banks how much they pay their employees. Period. That's out of the question. The government should not tell a business how much they can pay to the employees, to the directives, or whatever. It's a business decision, not a government's decision. Period. And that's where the discussion should end. All right. Well, thanks for watching. Remember. So, yeah, that is it. Thanks for watching. Remember to vote with your wallets, and that's it. Of course not. That's what the discussion should end, but it doesn't. So, see what they say here. Abolishing rules imposed after 2008 because that made because that had very good results, didn't it? During living cost of living crisis, as if the two are somewhat related. So let me see if I can understand. People are having a hard time, which they do. I'm not denying there's a crisis. We can call it a crisis. We can argue how deep it is, but there is a situation, a dire situation. Many people are in a dire situation. I'm not denying that, but to jump from there to therefore bankers should not have higher bonuses. How you go from one to the other? You know what I mean? And trying to understand, to make sense, how you can jump from one to the other, which are totally unrelated. Furthermore, we're going to go to the furthermore part later, but let's discuss. Let's see what the Guardian has to tell us. The brand new UK Chancellor Kwasi Kwarteng is reportedly planning to scrap cuts on bankers' bonuses in a controversially for them, I guess. It's controversial in the Guardian and for the Guardian's readers. Okay, let's see. Let's think about it. Kwasi Kwarteng we just named UK Chancellor. What should be the timing? Before he was a Chancellor? That's the right timing? No, and I'll explain why this is important to be done now. But let's continue. A source close to Kwarteng confirmed the Chancellor was considering lifting the cap, but emphasized that no decision had been taken. Yeah, they just, I mean, this is politics. They're just testing the water, seeing what the Twitter mob would say, which is predictable. What the Twitter mob would say is outrageous, of course. Ministers are known to be concerned that the city could lose out to other financial centers, and this is the thing. Lose out to other financial centers. The source noted that Paris was offering 30% income tax rate. 30%, and that's attractive. In what world are we living? That 30%. I haven't thought about this until now. In what world we're living, that in Paris, of all places, a 30% income tax is attractive. What insane! This is insane. They say the Chancellor believed that UK tax revenues could be boosted if the city could attract more banking talent. And yes, and that's the whole point. That's the whole point. We need to do that. We need to uncap the bankers' bonuses because we need more businesses. More businesses means more employment, and more employment means more money for the people. More foreign capital coming here, even more, including legal capital, if that could be possible. So these people, they say they are for the working people, but are they? The thing is, they are not for the working people. They are against rich people. They don't care about working people. They only hate rich people. So let's continue. And this is the crux. Not too much on the tax revenue, because there's a lot of things they should be doing now with taxes, but attract more banking talent and more talent in general for the whole country. According to the Financial Times, Kwarteng was to abolish rules imposed after the 2008 financial crash that cap bonuses. Because that was so well, didn't it? It's part of what he calls Big Bang 2.0, a post-Brexit regulation drive to make the city more competitive. And of course, this is part of the famous Singapore on time. Okay, we should scrap we're no longer part of the European Union. We can end all regulatory, all laws, all regulations, everything that the insane European Union bureaucrats. But this is the whole point, to make the city, and I would say the country, more competitive. This is not the only thing. This is a thing, though. This is a quick win. This is something we don't need too much time. We don't need to spend much money to get this. This is a quick win. It's something that should be ASAP, i.e., as soon as the new Prime Minister is in charge. Should have already been done, to be fair. But the idea is already being widely questioned, and by widely they mean widely among the Guardian's readers. Amid predictions of backlash. Backlash from who? From who? From the Guardian readers? Of course there's gonna be backlash. And the Tory party shouldn't be listening to the Guardian readers. at a time when many families are struggling. Well, yeah, this is true. This is true, but it's totally unrelated to this. Right? Both things are true, but one is not related to the other. Yes, many families are struggling. Why? Mostly because of government intervention. What's the solution? Oh, more government intervention? The thing that made the create the problem in the first place? No, we need less government. And if for some reason Liz Truss or Kwasi Kwarteng or any other conservative, if there's still conservatives in the Conservative Party, gets to listen to this. Yeah, we need less government, please. Okay, so Andrew Sentence, a member of the Bank of England's Monetary Policy Committee, during and after the financial crisis. Yeah, I wonder if it's part of the problem, isn't it? It was a very bad time. Oh, it's a very bad time. Really. No, this is the perfect time. You know why also it's the perfect time? Number one, because of the immediate results. You're gonna bring more banking people, more money to the city, and then more jobs and more economic growth. But second, and the not so immediate consequence is it sends a message. It sends a message not for the Guardian readers, who we shouldn't pay attention anyway. It sends a message to business people. The message is, hey, you bring your money here, you invest here, you create wealth here, you create businesses here, you employ people here, and we won't get in the way. That's the message. Not the message, of course, that the Guardian readers want to hear, because they don't care about poor people. They don't care about people struggling with the cost of living. They just hate the rich. And that's it. You know, I'm sick of the leftist high moral. They're not. They are the baddies, you know. The leftists are the baddies. And conservatives, they should stop being ashamed of being a conservative. And I mean lower C conservative. Actual conservative, not Poundland Labour. That's the conservative part right now. The question is not why are there so many leftists in the Conservative Party? It's why are there still actual conservative in the Conservative Party? But let's move on. Speaking on BBC Radio 4, Sentence say it sends a rather confused signal. No, the signal is clear. We want more business here. That's the signal. If this Andrew Sentence, member of the Bank of England's Monetary Policy Committee, doesn't understand what the message is, that explains why we're here in the predicament we are right now in the first place. If Andrew Sentence cannot understand the message, you, Andrew Sentence, you are part of the problem. I don't know who the hell this Andrew Sentence is, but apparently he has no place in the Monetary Policy Committee, which we may argue shouldn't exist in the first place, and the central bank should not exist in the first place. But baby steps to appear to allow. Okay, let's see what Andy has to say. it sends a rather confused signal when people are being squeezed in terms of the cost of living, and the government is trying to encourage pay restraints in the public sector. Yes! Yes! The public sector, not the bankers. Because you know what? Let me give you a secret. The government doesn't pay to bankers. Do you understand? The government is not paying bankers, or they shouldn't. The government does pay the public sector. And when I say the government, I mean the government takes money from us and use that money to pay the public sector. So the minimum, the lowest bar, you will say, is that they use that money wisely, because that's not their money. Just as the bank's money is not the government's money. So the government, as I say in the first place, the first and only discussion should be the government has no business telling a bank what to pay or what not to pay. That's up to the bank's discretion. But let's continue with Andy. To appear to allow bankers to have bigger bonuses at the same time doesn't look very well timed. I already explained. The time is now, is when this government is in place. When's the time? When Boris Johnson was there? No. Again, I'm gonna say it again. This is it's a quick win. It doesn't cost money. It's just a signature on the paper, and that's it. And lo and behold, hopefully, if the Guardian doesn't get in the way, lo and behold, we should have more money flowing into the city. Okay, let's continue. The High Pay Center think tank dismissed the plan as pro-rich ideological measure. Okay, so it's pro-rich. No, it's not pro-rich. The one thing this leftist and probably High Pay Center think tank don't understand is, in order to lift everyone, you need to lift everyone. If you pull down the rich, you will pull down the poor too. So, in order for the poor people to get richer, the rich need to get richer too. You can't. If you pull the richest down, you pull the poor people further down. And you know what? You're not gonna hit the rich, because worst case scenario, you know what the rich do? They leave. They go where they're treated best. So once the bankers leave and go to Frankfurt or Paris or Amsterdam, what we're gonna do? Oh, great! Now we don't have bankers, but hey, at least they're not getting big bonuses, are they? No, they're not getting bonuses. They're no longer here. So let's continue with Luke Hildyard. The bonus cap has probably helped to contain bankers' pay awards, but they've still reached record high this year, while the rest of the country has undergone an epic cost of living crisis and profound economic hardship. Yes, this is true. The country has undergone an epic cost of living crisis. That's true. And profound economic hardship. That is true too. But is it how how on earth the bankers' pay awards has an influence? How on earth does bankers getting more pay awards has anything to do with an epic cost of living crisis? It doesn't. It doesn't. There's no relationship whatsoever. The relation is bankers getting more pay, they spend more, they invest more, there's more spending, which is more VAT, more taxes, they invest more, which means again more taxes, more employment. So unless you say, hey, that's a nice bonus you have there. Let me tell you. Let me try again. Hey, that's a nice bonus pay you have there. It would be a shame if we had to tax it or put in place a cap on the amount of money you can get. Capiche? That's the wrong message. The good message is, hey, you come here, you bring money to this country, and you get good profits. That's the right message. And for once, I applaud. For once, the so-called Conservative Party is doing conservative things. For how long? I don't know, but hopefully for so long time. Let's continue. We know that bonuses in the financial services have helped the richest 1% of the population to capture an increasing share of total UK incomes. Yeah, that's right. Removing the cap would be a pro-rich ideological measure. So now we are against the rich. We don't want people to get rich. We don't want middle class to get rich. Oh no, of course they don't. I know the socialists, and I know how they think. They're not for the poor. They are against the rich. They will be happy if there were no rich people, except for themselves. That's a weird that most socialists get rich, but I digress. They would be very happy if there were no rich people, except for themselves, of course. So, even if that means, which it literally means, that all the people would be poor. Hey, all the population is poor. We solve the rich problem. Okay, Professor Susan Mishi, Director, Center for Behavior Change. Oh dear, this should be scrapped. Really, how is this a thing? Center for Behavior Change. That's scary. That Center for Behavior Change is really scary. I'm not going to get into that right now, but it's really scary. But let's move on. And the scientific advisor for the government, which she shouldn't, tweeted, because Twitter, of course, not 0.3% of the British electorate voted for Truss as PM. No, that's wrong at so many levels. Worth remembering when evaluating her cabinet policies, e.g., the Truss capping of anti-obesity. Yes, because the government is not my daddy. And lifting the caps on bankers' bonuses, which is already twice their salary, whilst asking others for wage restraints. No, that's not what she said. Okay, this is wrong, and This is not how the United Kingdom works. It has to be a foreign to explain that to her. Oh, yeah. I know she knows, and she knows that we know, and we know that she knows that she knows. But this is just mirroring. I'm not getting into how parliamentary system works. But basically, no, the British electorate does not vote for the Prime Minister. The British electorate votes for the members of Parliament, and then the majority party selects the party leader as the Prime Minister. So that's what just happened a couple of weeks ago. Anti-obesity measure, they shouldn't have been there in the first place. This lifting the caps on bankers bonuses shouldn't be there in the first place. Asking others to wage restraint, yes. The people that's paid with the British people's money, the same people that's having the cost of living crisis. So we need, let me see if I get this. We need to take more money, to keep taking money from the people having a cost of living crisis to pay for bureaucrats that do a questionable value. They do labor of questionable value. No. Lionel Barber, the former editor of the Financial Times, tweeted that the move would be politically toxic. Of course it will. But that's the point. You don't do what's politically correct. You do what's correct. Period. And what we need now is to get the government all the way from our back and let the people do themselves. Scrap. I'm really surprised with the quick pace of Lizzie. She's really doing scrapping the United States, dismantling the big government. Hey, I'm glad I moved here. Don't make me regret. So Kwarteng reportedly told the city executive that we need to be decisive and do things differently. Yeah, I think do actual conservative things as opposed to do the Labour's program. You know, last time I checked, the party in charge was the Conservative, not the Labour. Why are the Conservative doing the Labour's program is out of my mind, but I'm glad that Kwasi Kwarteng is at least is talking. But that's a big leap. That's a low bar, really. But that tells you the state of the world. The world actually, in general, the whole Western world is going way to the left. Even the conservative, but the so-called right wing. There's no right wings in this country. I mean, this cabinet maybe they still have to prove it, but he said to be sympathetic to city complaints that EU-wide rules imposed after the crash leads to higher basic salary, and that's the point, which increases cost for bank. Of course, I mean, think about it. Okay, well, I can. How much was it? Okay, twice the salary. So I can give you a bonus higher than twice your salary. What should we do? Oh, we'll increase your salary. This is stupid. But at the same time, it's more cost for the bank because it will mean more costs for the bank and for the executive, because they will have to pay more income tax, they will have to pay more national insurance, and the bank will need to pay more national insurance, which is a whole. I'll only say I'll probably make a video about the national insurance, but let's just say the national insurance is a Ponzi scheme. Well, yeah, that's stupid, because if you can have a bonus more than twice your salary, well, we'll increase your salary. So, yeah. Sources told the Financial Times that Kwarteng wants to boost the city's competitiveness against New York, Frankfurt, Hong Kong, and Paris, and the tax incentive to attract top bankers. Yes! Yes! Finally! Kwarteng, if I ever found you, I will buy you a beer. Or your preferred beverage. I don't know what you drink. Okay. This is the point. We need to get competitive. We need to we need to fix this. We need to fix this, right? This, not just this. This is a symptom. I don't mean this is the real problem. This is a symptom of a deeper problem, but this is hurting us. We need to fix this, among other things. So yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad that some conservatives are doing conservative things. Who knew? That's in this time and day, conservative doing conservative thing. That's blew my mind. Who would say that scrapping the balance of car was a clear Brexit dividend? Yes, something we can present as a win. Finally, someone gets it. Bring me Singaporean Times. Bring it to me. That's why I came to this country. Because of Singaporean Times, and I'm grateful for this. Don't make me regret that. I had a few different opportunities, and I decided I bet on this country. I have faith in this country, and this makes me regain some faith in humanity. Yeah. So the plan is expected to be opposed by Labour. Of course it is. When the idea was first suggested in June, Labour's leader Keir Starmer described a pay rises for bankers, pay cuts for district nurses. Okay, this is a false dichotomy, and this pay cuts for district nurses is a whole different problem. That's not the main point of this video. But this has nothing to do with this. This do not cause this. It's two different things that we should not conflate or relate, because they are not related. Okay, I know many people disagree with this, and to those people, you're wrong. You need to think beyond the immediate consequences. You need to go 4, 5, 6 steps beyond. But most people, I know they don't. I know many people say, "Oh, this is for the rich." Well, yeah, if you want to lift the poor, you need to lift everyone. But again, you know, the Guardian readers will not agree, which is expected. But hopefully this is a small, the point I want to reiterate. This is a small thing. This is a quick win, but it's a small thing, but very important thing to be done, because this sends the right message, not to the Guardian readers and Kwasi Kwarteng, Liz Truss, and Jacob Rees-Mogg. They shouldn't care about what the Guardian readers say. It's not. It's to capital. It's the right message to capital. That hey, we won't get in the way of you getting money. Who will say? The government will allow you to make money, provided, of course, is within legal means. I'm not suggesting lawless, but as long as you obey the law, you'll be able to make money. Mind blowing. And that's the right message. That's the message that a so-called conservative party should be sending. Because up until last week, the Conservative Party was nothing more than Poundland Labour. So with this words of hope, I want to leave the video here, which is more a rant than a news commenting. But yeah, if you're still listening, thanks for watching. Remember, vote with your wallet, because we all are the market. Cheers.